wanted to send some words of encouragement. Y'all stay focused, y'all keep working hard, believe in yourself, prove everybody that doubts y'all wrong, show up every day, stay pure, keep your heart pure, stay motivated, stay inspired, show love to your people.
Tupac of my generation, young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it, cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded, but deep down inside, he know you can't fade him. And I've had that thought myself, and I'm sure these young people coming up trying to put two and two together, deal with that, you know? So that was just an honest reflection on my mentality before I was embraced by music and, you know, got recognized and started to make money off of my art.
Southwest, legendary, self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money and respect, and the power and the hugs come next. Last time that I checked, I was self-made from the dribble. I was being said I'm a killer. Look, playing no games.
When I first became aware that I was having a child, I was excited, a little bit worried. You know, me and her mom worked together, so that was definitely heavy on my mind. But we decided to have a child and move forward with it. And we found out we were having a little girl. And at that point, I felt like my job was even bigger. Just because both raising a little boy and a girl is a challenge. I would assume, I don't have a son, but I would assume so. But just a little girl, I don't have the experience of being a little girl. I don't have the experience of being a woman to give her that, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit different, you know? More of a challenge, I think. More of an unknown situation in front of you. But I was definitely excited.
And my grandmother lived on Slauson and 5th Avenue. My grandfather lived on 60th and 10th Avenue, which is in the Crenshaw district. And my mom stayed on 60th and Rempart, which is in the Crenshaw district. You could ride your bike. So it was a dope place to grow up. It was like a really lit up place. Obviously, what we know about Crenshaw Boulevard in the 90s, it was like a car epicenter. So everybody in LA brought their cars to ride down Crenshaw on the weekend. It really felt like a community, a lot of entrepreneurial outside hustling going on, whether it's the dudes selling incense on the corner or Final Call, Nation of Islam, people standing on the corner selling bean pies.
Did you pick up on that entrepreneur atmosphere?
Yeah, later on, when I like traveled outside of my area and I saw that was unique to where we grew up, just people going outside, setting up shop.
Doing what they have to do.
Yeah, 100%, you know what I mean? So I used to try to go get a job early when I first came into like being a teenager. And when I started getting doors closed on me, I just was like, well, I'm gonna do like everybody else and I'm gonna pop my trunk. I saw examples of it in different categories and felt automatically when I got to the age of wanting to become self-made or support my own ambitions, you know that's the step.
What jobs did you have?
Bro, the first job I had, I shined shoes. I think I was 11, 12 years old. So there was a spot called Chamber Shoe Shine. And I just went in there, I'm like, look, I wanna work, man. I'm young, you know, I come every day, I show up early, I need a job. And dude gave me a shot. And I was making like $90 a day. And I worked 6 days a week. And I was selling candy at the shoe shine spot also. Go to the 99-cent store, you get like $3, $4 candy bars. You sell them for $1, you triple up whatever you spend.
The guys at the shoe shine, they didn't mind it.
Nah, they encouraged it. They laughed at me because I was young, but they was like, dude got a hustler spirit and we gonna support it.
Did anybody tell you to go get a job or you wanted that?
I wanted to buy school clothes. My mom gave me $40 to go school shopping and I didn't want to make her feel bad and I knew that's all she had. And so I'm like, this is not gonna really cut it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My brother was a little bit older and it was more important for him to get school clothes. Yeah. And so I understood that, but I'm like, you know, I don't want to put no pressure on you and make you feel bad about not being able to look out. The next summer, I'm like, I want to prevent going back to school without what I need.
Yeah.
With this success, what do you plan to do with it?
My experience with power, you can maintain it or you get it taken from you. And you get you some newfound power and go crazy, it get taken from you quick. I try to just ground myself and be focused and because it's easy to fumble.
I think the fact that it was with Nipsey, the fact that we shot it right in his neighborhood, he was pointing out where he grew up from, because we were up on a high-rise building, near where he grew up. He was pointing out where he grew up and how much pride he had in his community. And then as a lot of us learned after he passed, he was doing so much work in that area to uplift the people that he grew up with. And he had that same thought that I had when I was young, that he wasn't just going to be a successful musician, that he wanted to use that to uplift other people. And he was really doing that. And for this to be his last video that he shot was so emotional for all of us and so poignant. But we're glad he is being honored in the way that he should be honored, because he was a great artist and a great human being.
Rapper Nipsey Hussle goes back to where it all started.
Right now, we on 59th and 3rd Ave. I grew up a couple blocks from here. My grandma been in this area, in this community since, you know, decades.
Before his music charted. To South LA.
You know, it's one of our home courts.
Only on this day, he's at 59th Street Elementary School.
And rooted in this community since day one.
Touring the basketball courts he helped renovate in a partnership with Puma. This is what the courts looked like before.
The backboards was a little ate up, you know, it was no color on the floor, it was a little ran down.
And this is what they looked like after. Nipsey and Puma pumped 10 grand into them.
Obviously the artist was crazy, drew visuals, and it just brings some color, you know, to a place where all the kids gonna be every day, you know, surrounded by art. I think it's good for the brain, I think it's good for the spirit. Recently opened up an inner city co-work space in the vein of WeWork,
like WeWork,
for local entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? And we got I think 8 entrepreneurs that all have products in the tech space that are in the building with us. And we also have a science, technology, engineering, and math center on the 2nd level for young kids to be able to get trained in the skill set that it takes to get into Silicon Valley. It's showtime.
Long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own destruction or success. But what is a mistake without the lesson?